Hi, this is Sebastian,
Hi, and this is Juan.
and today we're bringing you the second installment of our customer journey mapping mini series. This time, focusing our attention on using customer journey mapping to drive businesses' outcomes and understanding customer pain points. Get ready and buckle up.
How do you optimize your customer's journey, drive demand, reduce churn rate, increase retention, and generate growth? Are some of the questions marketers continuously ask.
Welcome to the Customer XP Crew Weekly Podcast, where we discuss marketing strategies, tactics, ideas, experiences, invite guests and experts to help you with your marketing growth by being customer-centric. And now to this episode.
Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Customer XP Crew, your weekly podcast about everything customer-centric. We're very excited to bring you the part two of the mini series we started last week, focusing on customer journey mapping. Like we said, it's a huge topic and a vital one at that. So today is looking very promising. I'm accompanied by the one and only marketing director and industry expert, Juan Gomez. Juan, how are you?
Hey, Sebastian, doing great. Here, about to talk and dive down a little bit deeper on customer journey mapping and how we can get a lot of businesses to become better and have more loyal customers.
Yeah, last week was awesome. And actually, we heard some feedback from our audience who said that they were very eager to listen to the second part of the mini series. So I think this is very promising and very exciting. So customer journey mapping. So last week we started like with just the basics, right?
Correct. I think customer journey mapping is a lot more extensive than people think. It involves a lot of disciplines. It really creates a cohesiveness because you have to work across teams and you have to see how the process gets done from start to finish, even from a sales and marketing point to them becoming a customer, and how your operations take into place and what different teams come together so that they give the experience and the final product or that final service and delivery of the product. And hopefully you're creating all moments and creating a really good experience, that wow factor, so
Yeah.
that they can stay with you longer.
Awesome. So we decided to make this second part because, as we mentioned, customer journey it's a lot more than what you see only on the surface. So each one of the main or key elements is deserving of a complete breakthrough of the process. So last week we wrapped things up, sorry, around the subject or how to enhance customer experience. But today we want to center of customer journey mapping as a tool to drive businesses outcome.
Yes. So most businesses obviously have goals and they obviously want to pursue them and meet them and exceed them. One of the things that they sometimes don't do, and a lot of customers we see don't do, is actually go through and kind of do an audit, because customer journey mapping is kind of doing that audit from the customer's viewpoint on how they feel they're getting that service or that product or that delivery. So in that sense, you have to really create a process well thought out so that you can map this and see how you can leverage that data that you're gathering and that map that you're creating so that your customers feel a lot more understood, a lot more personalize and their experience, and how they can really become a customer that will actually vouch for you with other customers, because you're going to increase their loyalty and all that kind of stuff by enhancing their customer journey.
Exactly. Actually, I think that because we have mentioned something similar in the past, but I think the problem is sometimes in some companies, the journey is always centered around the product or service when it should be the other way around. Your journey should be focused on your customer. It should start and end on your customer.
That's correct. So by being customer centric, you're putting, instead of the company being at the middle or the service or product you're offering and putting it at the core or the center, you're replacing that and you're putting the customer. And by doing that, obviously you're gonna change your mindset because now it's about your customer and it's not about you. At the end of the day, all businesses survive because of their customers. So it just makes sense to put them at the core and give them more satisfaction so that they choose you time over time. And that enhances and creates a better experience for them from the get go, from that start point, from the awareness point to a post purchase process where actually they are your customer and you give them all that experience for your product or your service, and how you create and maintain a relationship that actually exceeds their expectations and makes them feel like they are heard and understood, which is going to give you a longer lifetime value of that customer. Which at the end of the day, if you just look from an objective perspective, the more long term you have a customer, that means the more revenue you make. So it is in your best interest as a company to do a customer journey map and really understand your customers, because you're not going only to enhance and improve processes internally, but you're also going to enhance the experience of the customers, and by all means you're gonna obviously enhance your revenue as well.
Exactly. And because aside from feeling heard and understood, your customer is going to feel like an active participant of your brand, sorry. What do I mean by that? When you really take into account all of your customer feedback and reviews, and you eventually put into practice all of the all of the things that your customer mentioned, because it was part of their pain points, because the experience that you offer through your product or services may vary or change from time to time. When you actually make an actionable plan based on your customer feedback and the customer can get to see that, it's a huge wow factor from them.
Yes. So one of the things that I would say how to go about this and how to create really good business outcomes is, we talked about a little bit, or actually a lot,
Mhm.
on our previous episode. And if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch that first part or listen to it. The idea here is that you have to define that customer journey. You have to define the stages from the awareness to the post purchase experience so that you can understand the various touch points and interactions that you have with your customers and your brand. By understanding this, you're going to know how they feel, what is it that they're doing, and possible opportunities for you to obviously improve in that process. By building a customer journey map, obviously at every single touch point, you're gonna gather feedback. You're gonna gather feedback from your customers, either through surveys, interviews, calling them directly, social media monitoring, whatever it is. But you have to gather obviously some intelligence, some data. For me, I think just calling a couple of your customers, it makes a lot more sense because you're gonna get that quantitative and that qualitative data, not just somebody pushing buttons. So you're gonna get that human factor. So if it was for me, and one of the things that we do at marketing is actually we get into, once we create a map for our customers, for that company, we call their customers to ask about each interaction point so that we can get that qualitative data, because there are some hidden and very useful messages that really make you stand apart once you kind of inherit that data and put it into practice. So um nonetheless, that's some of the key things that you should do: gather customer feedback at various points. however you do it, it's fine. We just prefer obviously to talk to customers because it's just
Mm.
more of a human connection. Obviously, you also want to create and identify key personas. If you don't have this, this is huge because you really have to understand your persona and create customer segmentation into these personas so that you can really understand, and based on their needs and behaviors, you're gonna create these paths and really take the emotions that they have at each stage, that or point of contact or touch point that they have with your brand. So for you it's easier to create an assumption of their feelings, and if you have data then you can back it up with this, but at least you have a better understanding of this at each stage point that they're crossing through your customer journey map. So personas are critical because like that you can really gather all these characteristics and enhance that customer journey.
And
Obviously
that,
mapping,
so,
yeah,
sorry,
go
no,
ahead.
sorry. I was going to say that that is huge, the persona, and actually it answers to one of the questions from our audience, which was how effective is asking for feedback to a single customer when maybe you have dozens, hundreds, thousands of them. Because when you do your marketing persona or your buying persona right, you're not just talking to one person. It's a portion of your demographics, of your, when you do right your targeting, you're saving tons of time on research and
Yeah,
resources as well.
correct, because if you talk to that person that fits the profile almost perfectly, it's
Exactly.
representing that demographic
Exactly. Yes.
that you're talking
Yes.
about. That's correct. Um, so just to continue on this, and obviously mapping that customer journey with that persona in mind and having that feedback, it's going to give you a visual representation of your customer journey, which is going to give you all the interaction points. How are they feeling? What is the cognitive stages that they're having, and what responses and experiences they're having. So obviously this is going to really create a well thought out visual where you can really see how people navigate within your company once they are aware of you until they become a customer, and how you can improve processes so that as a company, and if you have different business outcomes, if one is all right, let's make the longevity or the lifetime value of our customer longer, then this is the right tool to do it. If you want to increase revenue because, for example, we're having a recession, or if we're not having it, then whatever it is. But if you want to increase revenue from existing clients, this is the way to do it. If you want to also
Abs-
increase it from new customers, this is the also another way to do it, because you're really going to understand better your customers and what really ticks them and moves them, so that you can create better campaigns so that they can become more aware of you. And doing that, also you're going to enhance word of mouth, the oldest type of marketing. Why? Because they're now happier because you improve the processes that you have in place, and the experience that they're having in order for them to become more accustomed, more happy with the work you do. So at the end of the day, it's gonna reap rewards everywhere, from customer experience to loyalty to revenue to getting more awareness, word of mouth, better reviews, your reputation, more interaction, more engagement. So this is huge. This is huge. And obviously, you want to collect data across every single point, not just because you did the map, you're going to leave it at that and then you're going to forget about it. The idea here is to look for more pain points and always be improving on stuff. So that's what I think is going to be the biggest factor, is you have to be persistent. You have to be on a continuous improvement, because things in general, just everything in general. If you want to go to the gym and you're gonna see results, it's not because you go to the gym 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. If you want to keep having those that compounding effect and having that really improve and continuously improve, then you have to be very, very, very persistent and be doing it time and time again so that you can really improve all these things. And there's going to be new technologies that you might want to act on because they're going to enhance your experience. You want to probably get rid of processes because this new technology replaces this. So I don't know. It's all about continuous improvement. So once you analyze data and based on your objectives, you're going to know what type of decision you really want to make. So that really happens because that's the only way it's going to really create a change within your organic organization. And obviously, you want to continuously monitor and optimize.
Awesome. Another thing that I believe it plays a crucial factor in this is you need to work within a cross-functional team, and I believe that sometimes where businesses fail is that they leave only marketing and marketing only to work on the customer journey, when actually it caters to all the areas and departments of your business. Like even if you're working separately, you need to work cohesively. You need to have a dialogue between all of your teams. So the because at the end of the day, everyone plays a part in the overall experience of the brand, right? So it's not only marketing, it's also sales, it's human resources, it's IT. Like everyone has to be involved some way or another.
Yes. Again, this is not a one department responsibility.
Exactly.
It's an organization's responsibility.
Yes.
So you have to involve everybody because at the end of the day, the customer, what they see is the end result of the collaboration between the different teams that you have within your organization to deliver that experience. So it just makes sense to obviously be all like have all the pieces together in order for this to really take into consideration the customer's experience and what is each department doing and participating at for creating this experience.
And it's not a competition. Sometimes we've seen that in the past, especially between marketing and sales. And even at sales, the user is having an experience. It's also an important stage where the experience must also be taken care of. So the cohesiveness between all the areas and departments plays a crucial factor.
Correct. And from an awareness to a decision stage, which is called the buyer's journey, the most important thing here is obviously the departments that are going to have the most contact with this are going to be marketing and sales, as you said. But the important part for this buyer's journey is for them to feel that they get value from you. And I know this term is played out and it's just
Mhm.
how do you help out as a company this customer even before they are your customer? If you can define that and you can really figure out a way for you to help your customers or your target personas before they make business with you, trust me, you're gonna have a lot of customers lining up for you in that pipeline. Why?
Absolutely.
Because you're delivering value even before the transaction. So it's like it's just human nature. You do me a favor, I feel like I have to do you a favor, or at least you win my loyalty. It's just human psychology, and that plays into account by helping others, you're also helping yourself. So that's a great way to put it. And that's obviously going to bring a lot of rewards in that pipeline for your business.
And makes the experience feels more seamless, more organic.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have a salesman cutting down the throat, like shoving a sale to you. So yeah, it feels a lot more organic. And from a sales perspective, then you're gonna have your SDRs, your sales reps, are going to convert more because obviously they come and they found value before they even made a transaction with you, or they don't feel pressure. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't feel pressure. It just comes natural. It's like, hey, I want to work with you. And that's easier to convert than, oh, I'm thinking about this and I don't know. So yeah, content again, it's huge at that stage. So we have to really understand. And but most importantly, and what I want to focus right now on this is pain points. And obviously, customer journey mapping is all about pain points. And from a buyer's perspective, you have to understand what are the pain points for that particular persona so that you can create just like a magnet where you're getting more and more people interested in what you do and how you're solving it. So if you create these tools that are helping these customer personas even before they make a transaction with you from a marketing and sales standpoint, then you're gonna have a lot of customers lining up in your pipeline ready to close. So the idea here again, and I know it might be overrated, but it's creating valuable content that really speaks to them, that you can generate tools so that they can feel more at ease and feel like you as a company have already done something for them even before they made a purchase with you.
And that they feel that you are two steps ahead, like like you have taken care of the need before they even feel they have said need.
Correct. Yeah, like you define a path for them, like a guidance. Obviously, you're not gonna do the job for free. I mean, you might have a demo or a free trial or whatever it is. Um, but you give them tools that allow them to like pretty much address or clear them their mind and where to go next in order for you to create a solution for the problem that they're having, from for that pain point to go away. And that's really important, obviously, because these difficulties, these confusions are what really create um, pain points. And from a complete customer journey perspective, by mapping those pain points as well and those touch points and seeing at those touch points, sorry, what are those pain points, then it's going to give you a clear picture. For example, if you have long response times, obviously that doesn't seem good from a customer experience, and you might be losing sales because your reps are not getting back. If you're onboarding a client and you have confusing instructions or technical difficulties, you have to address those because obviously they're going to drive your people to your customers to have a bad experience, and that doesn't seem good. And you have to obviously align and create a better experience in order for them to choose you over time and really speak wonders about you. So if you can identify this points either through feedback or collecting data or interviews and surveys and whatever it is the case, it is important to really understand where the customer stands and what pain points they're having at every stage in the customer journey map so that you can really start acting on them.
Do you believe, or do you think, is it possible that new pain points arise over time?
Yeah, once you implement a tool, it's not gonna be perfect, or you improve a process, and this is where really it takes down. So you have to prioritize pain points, and what I mean by prioritize pain points, it's you have to do based on your objectives and the customer experience and the feedback you received. You want to make sure to know what's the impact that this has on your customer. again, we're customer centric. So what's the impact it creates on your customer? And at the end of the day, what is the impact it creates on your business? This is going to help you focus on which pain points to address first, because obviously we're not going to tell you, hey, you have to address all of them at once, because it's not going to happen. You have to really focus on the most critical ones, the most important ones, so that you can create the biggest potential of improvement for customer satisfaction, which obviously is going to drive more business. So once you identify and prioritize these pain points to create a solution, once you develop this solution from the insights you gain from that customer journey map and that customer feedback, then you can really start creating a thought process of how you're going to improve that product, that customer service experience, that service experience, and then you're gonna test and iterate. So you're gonna go out to the field and you're gonna get a small sample of your customers, and you're gonna test that solution, and you're gonna gather feedback and see if the adjustment you're making, it really creates and really enhances the experience on your customer. And by asking them how do they feel now that you're doing this different, and if it's improved and you see this time over time that it's being done with that, the experience it's really being enhanced, and that your customers feel a lot more heard or understood or happier with your product or service, then obviously you're going to take that solution and make it part now of your complete company by doing this. So
Yes.
that's how you do it, and that's how you focus on creating a bigger impact by addressing pain points. And
There's
test, iterate, and if you do this continuously, like I said, you're going to enhance not only your buyer's journey but also your customer experience, which overall these two combined is your customer journey experience.
absolutely. There's a data-driven approach technique, which
Mhm.
is really important. And actually, I was thinking that data-driven approach is one of the key takeaways from today. And this is called the root cause analysis, which is very similar to what you just mentioned, because when you talk about prioritizing pain points, you start wondering, okay, how do I prioritize them? What's the hierarchy? Which one is more important at that? And there are many techniques that you can implement, but it can go from the most simple of things as running customer interviews, calling someone, as you mentioned at the beginning of the episode, user testing, especially when it's for SaaS businesses, data analysis, all of this to determine the underlying issue. And that's how you achieve to prioritize your pain points. So
Yeah,
being data driven, I think it's critical.
absolutely. You just hit the nail on the head. So that you say is how you do it in a summarized way. I was a little bit more extensive, but yes, you did it, and you did a great summary there. But what's more important at the end of the day is on creating business outcomes with customer journey optimization. This is a great tool because it encompasses your whole organization. It really improves internal processes. It helps you with marketing and sales, and also with operations. So it's it's a great deal of work, but at the end of the day, who's gonna benefit the most is obviously your customer and your bottom line as a company,
Absolutely.
because you're gonna have better reputation, a longer lifetime value of your customers, which at the end of the day is going to create more word of mouth. So new sales that come vetted by your own customers. You're going to also enhance your marketing because now you understand the people that you're serving, and you're going to create better campaigns. So you're going to bring that, like, line up a lot more people. You're going to be creating tools that obviously help them out from the get-go. And this is gonna help sales because obviously once they come to a sales meeting, they're pretty much a done deal. They have consumed all the information, so your conversion rates are gonna be through the roof, and you are going to start relying more on an inbound kind of scenario instead of outbound kind of scenario. So that's just to summarize this. And on our next episode, we're gonna talk something that it's a little bit more intriguing, and it's like, okay, we improved the buyer's journey, but how do we improve customer experience? And that's where we
Yes.
talk next, and how you're gonna measure those results, how you're gonna also involve other teams and stakeholders to create this up from an operation perspective, how you're going to create this customer journey maps, because now you're going to involve a lot of different teams from an operations perspective, not sales and marketing as it was from a buyer's journey, but now from they're an actual customer. So how do we enhance that experience? Because most companies focus just on the buyer's journey, and then
Exactly.
they forget this huge part, which is the customer experience.
Fantastic. So that's a wrap. Juan, thank you so much. And to all of our audience, this is getting very, very exciting and loving this customer journey mapping mini series. Please stay tuned for next week to the part 3 and see you guys. Thank you so much. Remember, this was the Customer XP Crew, your weekly podcast about everything customer centric. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. And please don't forget to hit subscribe. Just follow us and follow us also on social media. And we're happy to see you. Thank you very much.
Awesome.